Hello friends. So today we are going to see about the mechanics of solid subject. Mechanics of solid. So out of that mechanics of solid subject, today we are going to see the simple strain. So in the previous lecture, we have seen uh, classification of materials, properties of mechanical properties of materials. We have seen what is meant by simple stress. We have seen the classification of stresses. So in today's lecture, we are going to identify the simple strain. What is meant by simple strain, and we are going to see types of strain. Okay. So the outline of the presentation says what is meant by strain. We are going to see and types of strain. We are going to see today. And relationship between stress and strain. What is the relation between stress and strain? We are going to see today. Okay. First, what is meant by strain? Here, see, when a body is subjected to some external force, here you can see a body is there and which is subjected to external force P. Okay, external force P. There is some change in dimension of the body. There is some change in dimension of the body. The ratio of change in dimension of the body to the original dimension is known as strain. Means what? So when the body is subjected to a force P, there will be some deformation. There will be some deformation. So that deformation, due to that deformation, so at the normal stage, the body is having suppose length L, and due to the deformation, there is some change in length. There is some change in length. So that is the ratio of change in dimension of the body to the original dimension is known as strain. So it may be length, it may be width, or it may be any other dimension. Change in dimension to the original dimension is known as nothing but strain. So mathematically, strain is explained as E, which is equals to delta L upon L, delta L upon L. Here we have taken the length parameter, dimension in the length parameter. So delta L is the change in length, and capital L is the original length. Capital L is the original length. So unit for the strain is no, it is unitless. It is unitless. No unit is used to identify the strain. It is unitless. It is unitless. Here you can see, so actually the body is pulled in two directions, and there will be some change in length. That change in length to the original length is nothing but strain. Then change in length to the original length is nothing but strain. So this is about strain. So now we'll study what is mean by strain. What is mean by strain? So we have seen what is strain. Now we'll see what are the types of strain. What are the types of strain? So types of strain. So strain is classified into different different types. So first is tensile strain, second is compressive strain, third one is volumetric strain, and fourth one is shear strain. Fourth one is shear strain. So one by one we'll discuss in detail what are the types. What are the types? So first we'll see what is mean by tensile strain. So the ratio of the increase in length to the original length is known as tensile strain. Here you can see a body which is applied by a force P in opposite direction. That is pull is there. That is when the body will be pulled in opposite direction, then the tension will be developed in the section. Then the tension will be developed in the section. Okay. So here the ratio. So in this upper image you can see the ratio of increase in length to the original length is known as tensile strain. Here you can see the extension. So original dimension is this. This is the original dimension of the section, and this is pulled in two directions. This is pulled in two directions. So what happens due to the tensile force? The body is elongated. The body is elongated, and the elongation is this much. That is delta L. Elongation is delta L. I have mentioned here delta. That is extension due to the force. Okay. So as there is extension in the body, there will be decrease in the cross-sectional area. So here you can see in the section. Here you can see in the section that B is the original size of the section, and B dash is the changed size of the section, or you can say height of the section. B dash is the changed height of the section. So this is changed dimension in size, and also in the length it is changed. So in the dimension, all the dimensions, height, width and length, it is changed due to the tensile force. That's why this is called as a tensile strain. So tensile load, there will be a decrease in cross sectional area and an increase in length of the body. So E, that is equals to strain, E is denoted for strain, which is equals to increase in length to the original length, is equals to delta L upon capital L, that is original length here, original length. So delta L is extension to the original length, is nothing but strain, is nothing but strain. Okay, here this is about strain. So what actually this statement represents is, so when the tensile force is there, there will be increase in length of the section and decrease in the cross sectional area, decrease in the cross sectional area. Here you can see decrease in the cross sectional area. Okay, so this is due to tensile force, this is due to tensile force, and that is called as a tensile strain, this is called as a tensile strain. So next is compressive strain. Compressive strain, what is meant by compressive strain? So the ratio of the decrease in length to the original length is known as compressive strain. Okay, here you can see the body is there, blue color body is there. So that body is pushed from opposite side, pushed on opposite side, both the sides, to the right and to the left side by both the sides. The body is pushed. Okay, and with the intensity of force P, the intensity of force P. So due to this force, here you can see in the downward image, here you can see due to this force, so original length is this much. So this is the original length L of the body, original length L of the body, original length L of the body. And due to the compressive force, there is some decrease in the length. There is some decrease in the length, that is delta L, that is delta L. So here there is a decrease in the length. So the body is shortening due to the force, due to the compressive force, the body is getting shortening. Okay, so original length is L. So suppose if it is 10 centimeters, for example, so original length is 10 centimeters. Due to this force, there is some decrease, say 4 mm. So the change in length will be 6 centimeters. Sorry, 6 centimeters. So this is the change in dimension. When so here one more statement I have written is compressive load. There will be an increase in cross-sectional area and a decrease in length of the body, So what happens in the tensile strain? There is elongation of the body. Means there is increase in length and decrease in dimensions. Okay, width and height. What happens here in compressive strain? The length is decreased and the cross-sectional area is increased. That is, the height and width is increased due to the compressive strain, due to the compressive force, Okay, so this is about the compressive strain. Now, what is mean by shear strain? So all of you know, we have seen what is meant by shear stress. So I have written a statement here. When a body is subjected to two equal and opposite forces acting tangentially across the resisting section, as a result of which the body tends to shear off this section, then the stress induced is called shear stress, and the corresponding strain is known as shear strain. So it is a term due to shear stress. Okay, shear strain is induced due to shear strain. Shear strain is induced due to shear stress. That is tau, and it is phi. Shear strain is denoted by phi. Shear stress is denoted by tau. So one example we can see here. In this image we can see a body. A block is there. A, B, C, and D block is there, and having height h and having length L. Okay, which is fixed at the base. Okay, so here we can see that as a bottom face of the block is fixed, the face A, B, C, D will be distorted to A, B, C1, D1 through an angle phi as a result of force P as shown in figure, and shear strain is given by phi, that is equals to transverse displacement to distance AD, or it can be denoted by d1 upon AD, that is equals to delta L by H. Okay, so here what happens? Here you can see the block ABCD is fixed at the base. Okay, it's fixed at the base. At the top, the body or the block is pulled in one direction. The block is pulled in one direction. So what happens due to the force P? What happens due to the force P? There is some change in shape of the block, or there is some displacement at the top. That is delta L, and it is denoted. It can be calculated by phi. That is phi. Okay. So angle through an angle phi as a result of force P. Okay. So here H is the height, and delta L, here delta L is the change in dimension, change in length, change in size of the block, or position of the block, change in position of the block. So D tends to move towards D1 and C tends to move towards C1, okay, due to the force applied P, and the delta L change in position will be same in both the location, That's why the shear strain is given by transverse displacement to the distance AD, that is H. H is the height. Okay, that is delta L upon H. So here in this way we can calculate the shear strain. Okay, so this is about the shear strain. Now we'll discuss about the volumetric strain. So it is again simple. So the ratio of change in volume to the original volume is known as volumetric strain. So as we have seen the tensile strain, compressive strain, shear strain. Similarly, volumetric strain means what? It is the ratio of change in volume to its original volume is nothing but we can say it is an strain. Okay. So when a body is subjected to system of forces, it undergoes some changes in its dimension. Okay, anybody, take for example anybody. So when you are going to apply a force on anybody, there will be some change in the dimension. So if a circular ball is there, suppose a ball is there in our hand. If I apply a force on that ball, there will be some change in the volume. Of that cricket ball. Okay. So that will be we can say volumetric strain. So change in volume to the original volume. So the volume of the body is changed. Volumetric strain is denoted by EV, which is equals to delta V upon capital V. So delta V is the change in volume and capital V is the original volume. Delta V is the change in volume and capital V is the original volume. Okay. So volumetric strain of rectangular body subjected to an axial force is given as. So suppose a rectangular body is there and which is subjected to an axial force. So it is given by EV is equals to, that is volumetric strain, which is equals to delta V to the original volume. Okay, delta V is the change in volume to the original volume, which is equals to E into bracket 1 minus 2 upon M bracket complete. Okay, so in this way we can calculate the volumetric strain of rectangular body subjected to an axial force. So volumetric strain of a rectangular body is subjected to three mutually perpendicular forces is given by. So suppose three different bodies are there, and mutual force is applied to that rectangular body. Okay, so what will be the change in volume, total volume, that is EV is the total volume, that is volumetric strain, which is equals to EX plus EY plus EZ. Okay, EX plus, say X is the first, EX is the volumetric strain due to first body, EY is the volumetric strain due to second body, and EZ is the volumetric strain due to third body. Okay, so the total summation of this total will be the original volumetric strain. That is volumetric strain, total volumetric strain. Okay, so this is about the volumetric strain. So types of strain diagrams. So here you can see, already we have seen these images. So again, to understand what is simply, this is about the tensile strain and this is about the compressive strain. So here the body is pulled in two directions. Due to this pull force, the extension of the bar is there. Due to this pull force, there is decrease in the cross-sectional area. So here L is the original length and extension is the delta L. Okay. So this is about the tensile strain diagram. To understand tensile strain. And here the body is pushed in opposite direction. body is pushed in opposite direction. So due to this force, okay, so here to the left hand side the force is applied, and to the right hand side again the same force is applied here. So due to the forces, the original length is shortened by delta, that is delta L, delta or delta L you can say. This is the change in length. This is the change in length. Or here you can say here is the extension is length. Here is decrease in length. Decrease in or decrement in the length. Okay. As the length is decrement, as the decrement in the length is there, so here due to the compressive strain, the body, the cross-sectional area is increased. The cross-sectional area is increased. Cross-sectional area is increased here. Okay. So this is about the strain diagram of tensile force and compressive strain diagrams of tensile strain and compressive strain. Compressive strain. So relation between stress and strain. So already we have seen this in the previous lecture. So what is Hooke's law? Hooke's law states that when a material is loaded within the elastic limit, the stress is proportional to the strain produced by the stress. This means that the ratio of stress to the corresponding strain is a constant within the elastic limit. So it is constant within the elastic limit only. Okay, it is not constant apart from the elastic limit. So if it is not in the elastic limit, it is the constant is not there. Okay, so within the elastic limit, the ratio of stress applied to the strain developed is constant. The constant is known as modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus or elastic modulus. Okay, so stress is directly proportional to strain, or stress is equals to E, that is modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus or elastic modulus into strain. So E is equals to stress upon strain. Here that is equal, that it can also be written as PL. P is the force, L is the original length, divided by A is the cross sectional area, and delta L is the change in dimension. Change in dimension or change in length. So it can be written as like this. So modulus of elasticity E is equals to stress upon strain. Stress upon strain. So this is about the relation between stress strain. Thank you.